throats and the crotch, and the back of the neck, top of the head. Is there not really some kind of way where you actually...
So those rules, if you're going up against a trained professional fighter, those rules would be there to protect you, not him. Right? So he's somebody that gets punched in the face all the time, punches people in the face all the time. The idea that you're going to poke somebody like that in the eyes or punch him in the throat and he's not going to, I'm not you, I don't make this personal.
I'm not saying fighting those people, I'm saying on the street.
I'm talking about on the street. Like the notion that you're going to come in with one of those guys and grab him in the balls and he's going to be like, oh my God, and get up off of you and stop fighting. No, you're just going to make him angry, right? So pain, the worst way to end a fight, and one of the reasons why you see some of these videos where in law enforcement where the situation escalates to levels where it shouldn't, is because pain is a terrible way to get people to comply. Okay? So there's a large spectrum. So every year in this country, there are many people, I forget how many, but you can look it up on One Punch Knockout or onepunchfatality.com or Google it, but every year there's quite a few people who are killed in this country by one punch. Usually it's because they fall and hit their head on something. That can happen. But also, far more frequently, if you work with emergency responders, whether they're paramedics or EMTs or police officers or firefighters, time and time again, you'll see somebody that walks out of a building with an axe stuck in their head, their eyeballs hanging out, one of their arms is cut off, and they're still ready to go. They're ready to fight, right? Who knows what drug they took, or maybe just the power of adrenaline. And the idea that you're going to put a wrist lock on them or poke them in the eye or kick them in the balls and that's going to win the fight just doesn't, that's not how it works. So to be able to deal with somebody like that, you actually have to be able to control their body, to be able to control the fight. And people who are trained fighters, that's what they do. They take people down, they stand up, they punch them in the face, they knee them in the head, they get to their back and choke them unconscious. And there's no better fight ender than a choke, because apply the correct choke, everybody, no matter what level of methamphetamine they're on, goes unconscious after about 2.5 seconds. And that's what they do.
You become a calmer person and maybe less hyper-aware of your surroundings at all times?
So talking about situational awareness, I actually think the calmer you are, the higher your level of situational awareness goes up. Oftentimes people who are hyper-focused on situational awareness can fall into a state of a bit of paranoia, which actually detracts and makes it harder to differentiate the signal and the noise, right? So when you're calmer, the signal is going to be a little bit clearer, and it's pretty easy to read body language and to recognize your own feelings and know when you're in danger. Having said that, you don't need to train to work that aspect, because that is very much something that we all evolved to have, but are often taught to forget, unfortunately. And there's a really good book by Gavin de Becker called The Gift of Fear. There you go. I am 100% on board with his thesis, and if you pay attention to your own instincts, you will almost always be correct.